What's up, everybody? Joe White here, and I had a video all ready to go talking about my experience, me and my son's experience going to AEW Revolution, but I decided that I'm not going to post it. And the reason why I'm not going to post it is because it would get me in a lot of trouble. Um, I'll just say this because I don't want to get called a ist or a phobe or whatever you woke idiots are freaking calling people nowadays who don't agree with every little single thing you Karens agree with. I'll just say this. I will not be going back to any AEW show or indie show for the foreseeable future because of the fans. Um, the fans are flat out annoying. Um, they're rude. They're overly obnoxious. The AEW fans like to say races, wrestling's for everyone, but if you're a straight white male, they don't want you there. I got that proven to me this past Sunday. That's all I'll say. Um, I will say kudos to the Greensboro Coliseums. Kudos to Sting, drew a hell of a house. I didn't necessarily agree with the match. Um, Now that I've looked back on it, now that I've seen it on video, it's one thing when you experience it live. Everything's awesome when you're there live and you're caught up in the moment, and then you look back at it and realize I shouldn't have been cheering for that. And in fact, I wasn't cheering for it. Um, the spots with the glass were just stupid, and they set off a recording before the show plays, and I've even seen a graphic of this same rule saying if you're in the first couple of rows, you may get hit with things, and things may fly in your direction, but just know that just because you purchase these tickets, you assume that risk. No. When Sting went through that glass on Sunday, a good 80% of that glass flew into the crowd. And it was not fake glass. This was tempered glass, guys. It's that foggy type of glass that you see like for like those cheap glass cutting boards. That's what this was. Or like the glass that you would see on patio furniture. That's what this was. And when the crowd gets hit with it, and how 90% of those people who did get hit with it didn't file some sort of incident report or lawsuit, I'll never know. When half the security guards and the doctor has to jump in and ask if you're okay, then you're not okay. I'm sorry. I've been to medieval times. I love going to medieval times. Okay? For those who don't know what medieval times is, look it up. But before they start jousting, because it's like a medieval tournament, when they start jousting, right before they start the jousting event, they drop nets down from the ceiling to protect the crowd. Because they don't want a wooden splinter or something else flying off of those jousts. And they don't want, they don't want the crowd getting hit with shit. Bottom line. You can sit there and say, oh, well, you may get hit with something, but it ain't our fault. It is your fault. What are we supposed to do? Not sit in the first fucking 5 rows? Not sit on the floor at all because we may get hit with something? This isn't a Gallagher concert, may he rest in peace, where you would get hit with a watermelon. This is glass. And I'm sorry, I like Sting. But he's just as stupid and just as much to blame. As a veteran, he ought to know better than to do this stupid shit. It's like, oh, WWE won't let me wrestle because they're afraid I'll break my neck. So let me just go out there and jump through every little thing I can find to prove that my neck is just as good as it was before. That's stupid. It's a good way to break your neck even further, you moron. Sorry. Thanks for a good career. Thank you, Sting. But your last match will forever be remembered as a moron match. Anyway, I thought I would eat. I thought I would read some of your comments here from some of these videos that I've collected. Um, now that I've gone through 5 minutes ranting on something I said I wouldn't talk about. So yeah, and this whole thing of Meltzer going, well, if the fans like it, it's okay. The problem is the fans should not be liking this. The fans shouldn't be liking kickouts at one after somebody hits their finisher. I love that Will Ospreay, man. That Ospreay's a hell of an athlete. The last 5 minutes of that match, the psychology was just stupid. Anyway, we're going to read some of your comments here. Let's go to the old YouTube studio and go to comments. Let's check and see if I have any held where. Nope, nope, nope. Okay. So let me see here. This was on my O'Shea Jackson Jr. is right AEW fans of Toxic video. And let me just say beforehand, somebody's going to be like, "Well, Joe, why'd you even go to the event if you don't like the product and you don't like the fans?" My son originally bought the tickets, and someone else was planning to take him, and then I ended up having to come in early, and so I ended up taking him. I ended up using the ticket and taking him. He wanted to go see Sting's last match, and even my 14-year-old kid is sitting there astonished by these fans, one in particular, and he also shook his head at the glass spot. 14-year-old kid shakes his head at these spots and goes, "Dad, that was stupid." So there you go. O'Shea Jackson Jr. is right. AEW fans are toxic. This is from T Slick 16. Says I'm not into that video package or background on wrestlers when I'm an old school fan of wrestlers growing up with the NWA, World Class, blah blah. I'm about watching the action instead of wondering about that video is going with that wrestler. I want to see what the wrestler is all about. I'm a tag team wrestling fan growing up, Road Warriors. Well, see, this is just it. You have to realize that type of I'm not going to read this any further because you have to realize that style of wrestling where it's just squash match, squash match heading into the pay-per-view, that's done. That way of getting over is finished. You have to let people know now who someone is. I guarantee you that there's the AEW fans, Will Ospreay could come just barge in the front door and go, "Hey, I'm here," because AEW doesn't have any casual fans. They all read Dave Meltzer. I guarantee you, if Will Ospreay would have signed with WWE, they should have ran video. They would have ran video packages and vignettes and everything else because hardly any of those WWE fans know who he is. Um, I like this username. The Great King Chiba says O'Shea Jackson Jr. is half right. Fans are toxic. It doesn't have anything to do with wrestling or AEW. Yes, it does. Like Kendrick said, where are the hypocrites at? What community feels they're the only ones relevant? The AEW fans feel that way. Fans are always going to be toxic because to be a fan is to place increased importance on something inconsequential to begin with. You don't call someone a fan of oxygen. You don't say I'm a fan of having my dietary needs met. Yeah, just ask a bodybuilder. Um, on my on my on my listen to a 39-year-old white man rant about McDonald's video. Can't believe I said this. I said that. Christopher Lehman says, get off the fast food. I'm trying, brother. I'm trying. Amber Lopez 7477 says, Fatty McFatfat. Put that on a t-shirt. I'm buying it. Dylan White 6539 says, no, the amount of shit you're put through definitely deserves more than they get paid. Apparently, fucking EMTs only get paid $14.50 an hour, which is about the same as a racetrack employee. Somebody says, next time, try Sean Lewis 8825, next time try a salad. McDonald's doesn't serve salads where we are. Michael Hutchins 8599, what the fuck is this? Who went to McDonald's at 2 years old? Sounds like child abuse. Hey, I grew up in the South with a mother who really did not like to cook, even though she could cook her butt off when she did want to. So yeah, I can remember going to McDonald's at 2 years old and getting a Happy Meal. Regular golf says, I'm convinced this guy loves turds and punch bowls. Brandon Hogan 3205 says, honestly, I work at a fast food place and it's embarrassing how people are at it and how little they care about the job. I get it. It's fast food. It's hard to care about and it's frustrating, but it's really, really not that hard. Haha. I find myself picking up the slack for 6 people a day because everyone's too stupid and incapable to do an entry-level job. Amen to that, brother. Amen. C.A. Jones AFK, grown man cries about McDonald's for 20 minutes. Yep, I did. Here's more. The O'Shea Jackson Jr. is right. Both sides are equally bad, says Daryl 4049. Just enjoy whatever you want. That's the problem. You shouldn't. You should not be just enjoying whatever you want. If that's the case, people would be going through glass and needles and everything else every single match because that's what AEW fans want. Stephen Maldonado 7784 says the worst thing to happen to wrestling is the Young Bucks. Amen. RVI Rivet X-Ray 3D961 says it's not just AEW fans, it's wrestling fans in general. We get the blessing of having multiple wrestling outlets and decide to trash other companies. No, it is the AEW fans. Because Meltzer goes, well, Meltzer puts the blames on the fans. If the fan, the dick spot, I don't like the dick spot myself, but the fans like it. So they keep doing it. Well, tell the fans, maybe use your outreach and tell the fans, hey guys, this is not what the business is supposed to be. LHC2112 says, let's be fair here. He took to the cesspool of toxicity that is social media to ask questions about wrestling or anything for that matter. Got turned off by the response he got. That was a mistake on his part. Well, yeah, here you are doing the same thing. So there you go. Will Rivera 3638, partially true take. Wrestling fans in general are toxic. Same with comic fans and video game fans. Fortunately, the few toxic assholes that are around are usually the loudest. Yeah, I agree with that. More from the McDonald's video. I'm not saying he is white, but he isn't wrong. Did you meant to say white? Yeah, okay. Basilisk 2077. I totally understand you, brother. The quality of McDonald's has gone down the toilet, and it's gotten so much worse after COVID. I swear, price is going up, the quality of the food and the staff is going down. Last year, the only McDonald's that resides in the town where I work at burned down because of an employee started a grease fire. The town has not had a McDonald's in over a year now because of this. Now, that's just it. COVID had a lot to do with it because COVID made people lazy. When the COVID happened, Donald Trump and soon after Biden said, it's okay, you don't have to work, we're going to take care of you. And people decided to stop working. And all the redneck Republican truck drivers out here are going, I don't see how they're still surviving not working. They're just living off the welfare. The COVID welfare's gone. So it amazes me now, everywhere I look is still hiring because people are being too selective about the work they want to do. You think I want to be out here driving a truck? No. Dave Meltzer gets canceled video. Here we go. The original Dio says, soon as you shitted on the WWE Hall of Famer, multi-award winning TV star, sneaker icon, and 45th president of the United States, I turned off your vid and unsubscribed. Put some respect on his name, fat boy. I don't put any respect on anybody in Washington's name right now. They're all a bunch of liars and thieves and crooks who do not have your best interest at heart. And the second you recognize that, idiot man, maybe then, and start thinking for yourselves, maybe then you'll finally wake up. That's the way I look at it. They're all Republicans, Democrats, they're all just as bad as one another. And all I could say is enjoy your Donald J. Trump for the only 4 years left that he's allowed to serve. And then when we're left with hell in a handbasket, some young guy's going to have to come along who's under 50 and sort this mess out. The Aragos says the Young Bucks example you used is right at the start was fucking stupid. No idea how this channel was even on my feed. There you go. Well, thanks for watching. And if it was the dumbest shit you've ever heard, thank you for commenting on the dumbest shit you've ever heard. Southpaw, I agree with you on Dave, but I still take Sleepy Joe over obese, retarded, tenacious Trump any day. Guys, they're both morons. They're both retards. You had a chance to select someone brand new and you didn't do it. Just like you don't like Trump, I don't like Dave. This isn't very good. Well, see previous comment. Larry Ozelborn says only stupid people and crackheads like the Young Bucks. P.S. Get out fast. Cody Rhodes transcends the wrestling bubble. Craig Caulfield 85 says you're a brave man to endure anything AEW related. It's an assault on the mind. Lord, how I know after Sunday. Lord, how I know after Sunday. Trust me. And that's about it. That's about all I have for comments, newer comments. Thank you guys for leaving your comments. I do read them and publish them. Yes, my comments are held for review. Why? Because you don't need to scroll through 5 idiots telling me to go kill myself, just to get to the good stuff. Just to hear what other rational people are trying to say. So, yeah, they have no effect on me. Go ahead. Leave me 1,000 comments telling me to kill myself. I'm not going to kill myself. I'm going to delete your comment to where nobody will ever see it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, if you see a big rig on the road, let us over if we need to get over. Give us plenty of room. Do not tailgate us. If you can't see our mirrors, we can't see you. Go the speed limit. And use your signals. That's another big one I've been seeing. Nobody knows how to use a blinker. But we'll see you down the road.